Okay. I see what's happening, yeah. You're face to face with greatness and it's strange. You don't even know how you feel. It's adorable. Well, it's nice to see that humans never change. Open your eyes, let's begin. Yes, it's really me, it's Maui, breathe it in. I know it's a lot, the hair, the bod. When you're staring at a demigod, what can I say except you're welcome? For the tides, the sun, the sky. Hey, it's okay, you're welcome. I'm just an ordinary demiguy. Hey, what has two thumbs and pulled up the sky? When you were waddling, yay, hi, this guy. When the nights got cold, who stole you fire from down below? You're looking at him, yo. Oh, also I lassoed the sun. You're welcome to stretch your days and bring you fun. Also I harnessed the breeze. You're welcome to fill your sails and shake your trees. So what can I say except you're welcome? For the islands I pulled from the sea. There's no need to pray, it's okay, you're welcome. Ha! I guess it's just my way of being me. You're welcome, you're welcome. Well, come to think of it, kid, honestly, I could go on and on. I could explain every natural phenomenon. The tide, the grass, the ground. Oh, that was Maui just messing around. I killed an eel, I buried its guts. Sprouted a tree, now you got coconuts. What's the lesson? What does it take away? Don't mess with Maui when he's on a breakaway. And the tapestry here in my skin is a map of the victories I win. Look where I've been, I make everything happen. Look at them, Minnie, Maui, just look at the Hey! Well, anyway, let me say you're welcome. For the wonderful world you know. Hey, it's okay, you're welcome. Well, come to think of it, I gotta go. Hey, it's your day to say you're welcome. Cause I'm gonna need that boat. I'm sailing away, you're welcome. Cause Maui can do everything but float. You're welcome. And thank you.
In the Southland, there's a city way down on the river where the women are very pretty and all the men deliver. They got music, it's always playing. Start in the daytime, go all through the night. And when you hear that music playing, hear what I'm saying, make you feel alright. Grab somebody, come on down. Bring your paintbrush, we're painting the town. There's some sweetness going around. Dreams do come true when you
Here I go.
Hello, welcome. I am Juju Green, aka Straw Hat Goofy. I'm coming to you live from Main Street, USA at Disneyland Resort, the heart of the Disney 100 anniversary celebration, which begins today and continues here all year long. We have so many incredible things to share with you today, and I'm excited. If you're excited too, let me know in the chat. As I said, we have so much good stuff to share today. We're going to be taking a look at new food. If you like me, you know food is I'm all about the food. We'll have some amazing special guests, a look at both new nighttime spectaculars and Mickey and Minnie's new attraction, and we might have a few surprises along the way. All right. Before we get started, we all have a very special guest with us right here to get this party started. Please join me in welcoming the president of Disneyland Resort, Ken Potrock. Ken, come on here, man.
Hey, man. Nice to see you.
So good to see you, man.
Hello. So as you heard, I'm Ken Potrock, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to the Disney100 celebration live stream from Town Square in Disneyland Park. On October 16th, 1923, Walt Disney, together with his brother Roy, founded the Disney Brothers Cartoon Studio. It was the beginning of the company, but also it was the beginning of a very big dream. A dream that would one day lead right here to the happiest place on earth, Walt's original park in Anaheim. Today, there are Disney parks around the world, and each one is filled with beloved characters, timeless stories, and amazing, amazing cast members. Our cast members are incredible storytellers and magic makers who continue to build on Walt's dream every day. As you can imagine, I get notes and emails every day, and I spend a lot of time in our parks talking to our guests, like we're doing here today. I am proud to say that the #1 thing they always want to talk about is how great our cast members are and how special our cast members make them feel. I recently saw a story posted on social media that I wanted to share with you today, and the story begins a little like this. I'll kind of paraphrase. I went to Disneyland with my daughter on Tuesday. It was rainy and wet, and we were in line for Peter Pan. I noticed a cast member walking down the main walkway with a little girl holding her hand. A woman, obviously her mother, came running up the walk, fell to her knees in front of the girl, hugging her, burying her face in her chest, and quite obviously sobbing with relief. When she kneeled down, she had dropped her umbrella, not caring about the downpour that we were all in. Now, the sweet, amazing cast member stooped down, picked up the umbrella, and held it over them as they reunited. It was one of the sweetest displays of humanity I've seen in a long, long time. And I wish I could have seen his name tag to call him out. Simply amazing. Now, for me, as the leader here at Disneyland, this is so powerful and touching, proving that even a simple gesture goes a long way. It is stories like this that make me so grateful and so very proud of our cast members. I also want to take a moment to recognize you, our wonderful friends and fans, for sharing in Walt's dream, because you believe in Disney magic, as I do. That special sense of wonder, possibility, and daring that he's so treasured, and we have immense gratitude and appreciation for each and every one of you. This celebration pays tribute to our company's legacy of unparalleled storytelling and creativity, and those who have brought that legacy to life, our fans and our cast members. And let's not forget what Walt said. It was started by a mouse. This mouse right behind me. Today, we are proud to bring the Disney100 celebration to life in a very big way right here at the Disneyland Resort. During this year-long celebration, our guests will experience the sparkling new look of Sleeping Beauty Castle, two all-new nighttime spectaculars, characters in their platinum looks, and they look marvelous, specialty food and beverage items, themed merchandise, a new Mickey and Minnie themed attraction, and so much more still to come. Today's broadcast is going to show you some of these amazing new offerings. Before I hand it back to Juju, whose birthday is today, I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for believing in the magic and for sharing in Walt's dream. You are a very important part of our Disney story. We hope to see you real soon at the Disneyland Resort.
Thank you so much, Ken. Ken Potrock, everybody. First off, I just want to say, The fact that it's my birthday today and at the same time the Disney 100 celebration, it's honestly a great thing to be a part of the Disney legacy. Being a cast member myself, I was also part of a lot of those humanitarian moments, and I'm happy to be continuing it right now. So thank you, Ken. Now, as he said, we have a lot of very exciting things to share with you today. And it all started this morning when guests were treated to a special moment on Main Street, USA. As guests entered the park, cast members lined Main Street, USA wearing Mickey hands, giving high fives and big waves to our park guests. What a special way to begin a day at Disneyland Park. Coming up, we're going to take a look at Disneyland's newest attraction, but first, our first stop is also on Main Street, USA. We're gonna be headed over there to the Opera House where my friends, the Disneyland ambassadors, are taking a look at a new exhibit. The Disney Gallery presents Disney 100 Years of Wonder. And if you don't already know, you'll be in good hands. The Disney ambassadors are the official spokespeople of the resort and the Walt Disney Company, champions for the Disney cast life experience and emissaries of goodwill. Let's take a look.
Thanks, Juju. Hi, everyone. I'm Mark Everett King Jr., Disney Ambassador here at the Disneyland Resort, and I'm right here in the Opera House, right here in the Disneyland Park for the Disney Gallery presents Disney 100 Years of Wonder, and I have the honor and privilege to be here with David Caranci.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. He is a manager for creative development at Walt Disney Imagineering. David, there's so much around us right now. What can guests expect in this exhibit, and what should they see?
Well, we're really excited to actually present this exhibit. It's one of our biggest shows, meaning we have more pieces now than we've ever showed. So what we've done is we've worked with our Imagineers, our studio folks, to bring some original artwork, some has never been seen before, so this will be new for our guests, and show how film has been translated into attractions, but then of course later how attractions were translated into films, right, as they complement each other. But even with that, we have some great tributes to Walt Disney. We have the 7 days before Disneyland opened, we have the last television show he did before the park opened showing how we were getting ready. So that's really exciting. That hasn't been seen in years. We also have an exhibit showing what an animator's desk would look like and the multiplane camera and how the process of old animation was done. And then mixed in with all of that, we have great props, we've got maquettes, and just great storytelling. So this is definitely a stop on your journey through 100 years.
Right here in the Opera House, you have our Yesterday, Today, and Tomorrow showcase. And you have Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. You have some Toontown nods in there. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the pieces that you may find inside of that?
Well, absolutely. You know, so the first one yesterday, right? It's all about the things that we've done leading up to our 70th anniversary, which is coming soon,
yes,
right? As you know. But of course, today, Star Wars and Galaxy's Edge, one of our newest lands with the greatest immersive experiences in our attractions. So in the Tomorrow case, we're showcasing, you said, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway,
Yes.
right? We also have Tiana's Bayou Adventure, which we're really excited about, and more. And again, all of these are inspired by film. So we're continuing that process, and that's kind of how we live and breathe here at the Walt Disney Company, from our films to our attractions to our experiences, and putting you in the holistic experience.
So there is some maquettes from Haunted Mansion. Can you tell us a little bit about those and its creative thought processes?
Yeah, no, absolutely. We, you know, not only the maquettes, but we also have some of the artwork up there. And the Haunted Mansion has evolved over the years. There's just a lot of great history to it. From Madame Leota, which, you know, we know who Madame Leota is, and she appears multiple times in the attraction, to the Hatbox Ghost, who originally was in the attraction, went away for a long time but never forgotten, and was brought back in 2015 as part of our 60th anniversary celebration. So the Haunted Mansion, again, is just this very unique place with a great history behind it, and through some of these pieces of art and the maquettes, we're trying to tell that history.
Now, let's dive into a little bit more. We see Dumbo here. Can you talk a little bit about some of the creative processes that go in between these pieces and then bringing an attraction to life?
Absolutely. So, you know, first of all, when we're building an attraction, we're inspired by the movie, right? We go back and we look at the animation cells, we look at the drawings, and we try to incorporate that into an attraction or into a live action Dumbo, like right behind you, as we have. So our animators work with our Imagineering artists to develop that, right? And to try to tell the story. It's not always a bookend. We're not starting at the beginning and ending at the end of the film. That's not what we're always trying to do. In our case, Dumbo is a great flying elephant attraction, right? That just tells the story of a magical feather with a small Dumbo that you get a ride in, but based on the original artwork from the movie.
Incredible. What is your favorite attraction or attraction inspired by a film?
So I have to say, I am old school. I love the Jungle Cruise, but my newest favorite is Rise of the Resistance. And it's because of that immersive experience. I mean, you are a part of it, you're in the middle of the battle, and we've never done anything like it. So right now, that is actually my favorite ride. Or attraction.
Now I'm
Right.
gonna add into that because I love Rise of the Resistance as well. I'm gonna jump over to the Disney California Adventure Park for a second. Web Slingers or Spider-Man Adventure. Oh my goodness, I'm a big Avengers fan, and to be able to see that come to life, I can agree with you. Like both of them, in the way that it pulls you into the story.
Right.
It just really creates that real immersive feeling that we are so well known for.
And you know, that's really what we do. We don't want you to be a spectator. We want you to be a part of the story. You're a part of the action. You're in it. You're involved. You're not just looking at a film or a theatrical presentation, right?
You get to see your favorite characters or heroes come to life and be right in the midst of the story with you and leading you along the way. So
Exactly.
It's really fun. David, you know a lot about Disney history. Are you down for a game of trivia?
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Perfect. For all of you at home, you can play along as well. Please put all your answers in the chat. There's 10 questions. Let's do it. First question, who bought the first ticket to Disneyland? Dick Van Dyke, Shirley Temple, Richard Sherman, Roy O. Disney.
Oh, no, okay, no. I'm gonna say Roy O. Disney.
The answer is Roy O. Disney.
That's right.
Next question. When did Fantasmic officially premiere to the Disneyland public? May 13th, 1992, June 1st, 1992, August 15th, 1992, or July 4th, 1992?
It's 1992, because it's in every one of the answers.
Yeah.
That I got, all right? I'm gonna say May 13th.
You got that one right. What about you all at home? Are you 2 for 2? Here we go. Third question. When did the Haunted Mansion Hatbox Ghost return to Disneyland Park? 1992, 2003, 2011, and 2015.
2015 is part of the 60th anniversary of Disneyland. That one, I know that one.
There you go, you got it. Question 4. Which beloved Disney character made an appearance at Disneyland's Mickey's Parade as a tribute to Disney legend Jimmy McDonald? Was it Jiminy Cricket, Dale, Evinrude, Pluto?
Evinrude.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
What was the title of the premiere episode of Disneyland's The TV series? The Disneyland Story, The Disney Story, Disneyland, and Adventure in Disneyland?
Oh, I'm gonna say the Disney Story.
Oh, you almost had it.
No, I think yours is wrong, actually. I think.
It says The Disneyland Story.
All right.
Question 6, are you all there with me? While riding your dune buggy in Disneyland's Haunted Mansion, you come across a ghostly bride. What is her name? Columbia, Colette, Cora, or Constance?
Constance.
And you got that one right.
All right.
The groundbreaking and temple-shaking attraction, Indiana Jones Adventure, Temple of the Forbidden Eye, has been entertaining guests at Disney Resort since 1995. Upon opening, the queue was decorated with numerous series of symbols that guests have been able to decode with a special card, making it one of the first interactive queue games in a Disney park. What is the name of the special ancient alphabet? Is it Indiglyphics, Maraglyphics, Waltoglyphics, or Disneyglyphics?
It's Maraglyphics because she is in the attraction, so
Yes.
it's got to be that.
Just don't look into her eyes.
That's right.
Question number 8. On the just unveiled superpowered attraction, Web Slingers, a Spider-Man adventure, you team up with Spidey and the students of the Worldwide Engineering Brigade to wrangle malfunctioning, mischievous spider bots to prevent catastrophe destructions, and you visit several locations within Avengers Campus using the intricate underground network of tunnels found inside of the old Stark Industries facilities that now houses Web. Which of these locations is not one that you visit during Web Slingers of Spider-Man Adventure? Avengers Headquarters, Ancient Sanctum, Pym's Test Kitchen, or the Collector's Fortress?
I'm going to say the Sanctum.
Yeah, you got it right.
Is it?
It's
All
the
right,
Ancient
all right.
Sanctum. What about you all at home? All righty, here we go. Last and final question. Disneyland Park's neighbor, Disney California Adventure Park, opened on February 8th of 2001. Since then, it has been delighting guests of all ages, celebrating the best of the Golden State has to offer, alongside some of our favorite Disney stories. When walking down Buena Vista Street, you come across Carthay Circle Restaurant. What is the significance of Carthay Circle Theater in Disney history? It was Walt and Roy's favorite place to dine in Los Angeles. It was the theater which Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, the first full-length animated feature, premiered. It was the theater at which the first Mickey Mouse short, Steamboat Willie, premiered. Or it was the theater at which Mary Poppins premiered.
Well, it is my favorite place to eat.
Yes.
But that's not the answer. The answer is it was the original theater that Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs premiered.
Ding, ding, ding,
Yeah.
You got that right. Stay tuned, everyone. We will be back right here at the Disney Gallery Presents Disney 100 Years of Wonder exhibit with David, sharing even more history. Juju, coming right back to you.
Hey there, man, that was a lot of great trivia there. Like, first off, I can tell you some things about web slingers. There's a lot of stuff to look in for that. We'll talk about that at another day. And what about that exhibit? One of my favorite things is the new attraction coming soon, the Tiana's Bayou. Really can't wait for them to make that thing going. I'm gonna be on that every single day for the rest of my life. So much of what makes up Disneyland Resort are the incredible cast members who are here day in and day out. As part of the Disney 100 celebration, we asked Disneyland cast members what they are most excited for about the Disney 100 celebration at Disneyland Resort. Let's hear what they have to say.
My favorite Disney animated film is Emperor's New Groove.
For me, it's Encanto. It's definitely gonna have to be Mickey Mouse and the Three Musketeers.
Frozen 2, Big Hero 6,
The Little Mermaid,
Mulan,
Cinderella.
Aladdin's my favorite movie.
The music draws you in and I just want to sing it all the time.
Disney magic comes from the heart.
Disney magic comes from the kids.
Definitely from our cast members.
From us. All the people that wear name tags every single day.
When I've been able to bring joy to someone else, those moments are when I feel that Disney magic is real.
Seeing their eyes light up as you bring them into the story is just, it's an unreal feeling to have.
Disney magic comes from each person's willingness to be their individual, authentic self, plus a little bit of pixie dust.
What's up, guys? Wow, that brought back a lot of memories from my days as a cast member as well, and I can tell you that is 100% true. For those of you guys just joining, I am Juju Green, aka Straw Hat Goofy, and this is the Disney 100 celebration at Disneyland Resort live stream. I know a lot of you guys are in the chat talking about all your theories about Marvel films and everything about what attractions are coming next. What are your favorite attractions? Keep talking to us in that chat, and I know it's gonna be amazing. Stay tuned for more from the Opera House later, and we're gonna go get a look at some of the snacks mentioned by those cast members. Snacks? I'm sorry, snacks? Oh, I'm sorry. But now I want to talk about an attraction that I personally am very excited about. In fact, as soon as this broadcast is over, I'm about to head back over there because I actually had a chance to ride it a couple times, because beginning today, January 27th, my birthday, Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse will star in their very first ride-through attraction at the Disneyland Resort inside the El Capitan Theater in Disneyland Park. This family-friendly experience transports you into the wacky and unpredictable cartoon world of Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse, where you'll board a train engineered by Goofy, my guy, and embark on a zany adventure. Let's take a look at some moments from his dedication ceremony, which took place yesterday afternoon. Now let's go.
This is incredibly exciting. We are really thrilled that we're able to debut Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, especially to this audience, an audience made up largely of our own cast members that we wanted to make sure we were giving the opportunity to see this largely before anybody else. And it's a sign of gratitude and really our thanks to all that our cast members do to make the magic here at the Disneyland Resort.
Now let's check in with our Disneyland ambassador and have a closer look.
Hi again. For those of you who are just now joining us, I am Mark Everett King Jr., one of the Disneyland ambassadors, and we're here in Mickey's Toontown. As you can hear, construction is happening, and that's because the land opens up on March 8th. But let's focus on the attraction behind me, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. It opens today, January 27th, and you can be able to come and experience it as well. But right now, I'm gonna take you along for my first experience. Through the queue for the attraction experience, it's the first time that Mickey and Minnie are including an attraction here at the Disneyland Resort, and we are so excited. Come along with us. We are here in the queue of the El Capitan Theater here at Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, and there's gonna be hidden gems, Easter eggs, anything that you would like right here in the queue. I'll give you a little backstory, right? So Minnie is working with the Toontown Historical Society to put on a Mickey Through the Ears exhibit that really takes you through Mickey's career. And one of the first things we're gonna see is right over here. Mickey in his Fantasia outfit, his sorcerer hat, and then you have the lonesome dresser, and you might find yourself a ghost if you look really closely. These posters really take you through all of your favorite films from growing up. You got Mickey Mouse having lunch, right? He'll steal your heart. Mickey's birthday party costume, also the birthday cake. You can't forget that. And then here is one of my favorite ones. You hear cracking? That's because the magic beanstalk has broken through the ceiling, giant keys and salt and pepper shakers. It's incredible. Pluto's Christmas tree. Oh, that was a great episode. The ornament, I'm really blown away. Mickey Mouse Roaster Racers. For the younger generation, this is their Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. For us who grew up in the 90s or grew up in the 80s, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse looked a little different for us back then. Oh my goodness. Yodelberg. Yodele-hee-hoo. Oh, so Mickey. So now we are getting ready to make our way into the theater so that way we can be able to see the premiere of Mickey and Minnie's Perfect Picnic. Take a moment to make sure that you plan your next visit here to the Disneyland Resort so that you can experience Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. You don't want to miss it.
Welcome aboard, folks. Hey, Mickey and Minnie. Nothing was gonna go wrong.
There you go. Let me tell you, that was the most zany, fun, and wacky experience that I've ever had, and I cannot wait for you to experience it yourself. But you do not want to miss this next piece. My friend Natalie is going to be having a conversation with a Disney Imagineer who will tell you all about how this attraction has been brought to life. Natalie, over to you.
That looks like so much fun. I can't wait for my own turn. Now, here with us to talk a little bit more about the new Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway are two Disney Imagineers, Jeff and Jonathan. How you doing?
Good. How you doing, Natalie?
Oh, I'm doing great. I'm so excited to be here, and I can't wait for our guests to finally get to experience this attraction. And, you know, I have a lot of questions for you that I'm sure many out there have. What I want to know is, can you talk about where the idea for this attraction came from?
Yeah, two of our Imagineers, Kevin Rafferty and Sharita Carter, developed Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway for Disney Hollywood Studios. We got to see the concept early on and said this has got to be a Disneyland classic attraction. This has got to be in addition to Mickey's Toontown. And so we worked together to figure out what the story was, how do we bring that to life in Toontown. It's of course in the Grauman Chinese Theater at the Disney Hollywood Studios. And so we knew we had a little bit of a different situation here with Mickey's Toontown. So working with them and working with the idea of how do we create something like the El Capitan, a hometown theater here, it became a perfect fit for Disneyland.
And can you talk about the process that goes into developing and creating an attraction like this?
Every attraction starts with a story. We start with a lot of ideas and find just the best ones and then turn that into an attraction that the whole family can enjoy together.
Oh, I love that so much. And what about you two? What are your roles within that process of developing an attraction?
Well, I'm the executive producer, so I help lead the creative team. I'm the one who gets the assignment to say, hey, can you take a look at this thing and see how it works for Disneyland? And so pulled together the most brilliant minds we can, pulled together a creative director and a story writer and a concept artist, and we lock ourselves in a room and we hash out ideas and we crumple up papers and we pin things on boards, and then the team builds, and then you bring on ride engineers and story writers and special effects engineers and just this entire amazing talent that we have at Walt Disney Imagineering, and build something like this.
That's amazing.
Like Jeff was saying, at Walt Disney Imagineering, we have over 140 different disciplines, specialties that people have. And as a creative director, I get the chance to work with all of those disciplines and figure out how we all contribute to tell one story together. In this case, obviously, at the El Capitan Theater here in Mickey's Toontown.
So something that Walt Disney Imagineering does so well is combine storytelling with technology. Can you talk a little bit more about the relationship between those two in regards to Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway?
I don't think this attraction would be possible without advances in technology. As you know, it's a runaway railway, which means though our vehicles are going to start out in a row, just like a typical train car, by the end of the attraction, we'll have found ourselves mixed up in every direction. So guests are not going to have any idea where their individual train car is going to land them, and that lets us do a lot of surprising things along the way.
Yeah, with Runaway Railway, you know, we always look at our attractions and say, what's the right storytelling vehicle? And sometimes literally, what's the right storytelling vehicle? For this madcap adventure, this free-ranging vehicle that could act like a train but then break off and do crazy, zany things, felt like exactly the right story that we needed.
It can get swept through a twister, it can gallop through the Wild West, it can dance a conga. This can do everything.
And then become a train all over again.
That is incredible, and only Walt Disney Imagineering can do something like that. Now, what were the creative tentpoles for this attraction? Was there a North Star that was guiding the development process?
You know, I think when we look at Mickey and Minnie and we look at, you know, the original, especially here at the Disney Company's 100th anniversary, bringing it all back to Walt and Mickey and that crazy, zany Mickey that's also our best friend and our trusted confidant, and Minnie, you know, alongside for every adventure he goes on. That became kind of our North Star, is let's make sure that we stay true to who they are. Let's make sure to bring the place alive in the best way that pays homage to Mickey and Minnie and all their friends and all the crazy, zany antics that we love watching them get into.
And because it is the 100th anniversary of the Walt Disney Company, we get to offer an attraction for the whole family that celebrates Mickey's entire history. So for the first time, we get to go inside the El Capitan and see an exhibit that traces Mickey's career from Steamboat Willie all the way to the present. And I know that guests are starting to find all their favorite hidden details from every generation along the way.
Yes, I can't wait to explore that queue. I hear nothing but incredible things about that. And to that point, what is it like to bring to life the first ride-through attraction experience that features Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse to Disneyland Park?
What's it like for you, Jonathan?
Well, I first met Mickey Mouse here at Disneyland Park, and so to come back here and to offer their first ride-through attraction right here in this particular place in Walt's original Magic Kingdom, this is beyond exciting. This is everything an Imagineer dreams of.
Sure is. You know, for me, I'm also the executive portfolio producer at Disneyland, so I help oversee everything creative we do here for Imagineering at Disneyland Park, and being Walt's original park and being our home for this kickoff of the 100th, you know, we make sure that we thread that needle very carefully. The DNA of Disneyland is so strong, and things that our guests and us as fans love about it is so strong. So when you add something new, you know, it's always finding that balance to make sure that it feels like a Disneyland classic, and this classic dark ride experience that was created for Disney Hollywood Studios was such a natural fit.
Yes, and can you talk about some of the changes between the version of the attraction that is open right now at Disney Hollywood Studios and the new version that we have here in Mickey's Toontown?
Yeah, I mean, here we got the great fortune of being able to create the El Capitan Theater, Mickey and Minnie's hometown theater, where they, you know, premiere their films for their friends, and this queue experience that was an opportunity for us to really expand that storytelling, I think was one of the most exciting things about this particular project for me.
And we infused Mickey in everything that we did. So as you're walking through this theater and you pass the concession stand, take a note at the popcorn. Everything reminds us of Mickey and Minnie.
Okay. Now, do you two have any favorite moments or details from the attraction?
Well, I think one of my favorite moments is Daisy's dance studio. You know, the magic of this ride vehicle is the movement, right? And the movement that it takes you on and the journey it takes you on. And coming into Daisy's dance studio, she has you do this beautiful little moment, this little waltz, and break into a conga, and the car actually makes you conga whether you want to or not. And it's just magical.
For me, I think one of my favorite moments is right before we get on board our train, when we're here at the theater, we're seeing a movie, and then of course something goes terribly awry, and we get the chance to step through the silver screen, and that magical moment is just incredible every time.
Now, why do you think this attraction is going to resonate with guests?
You know, I think going back to Mickey and Minnie and our pals that all of us have grown up with in different ways and different shows and things, having that type of experience on an all-family friendly attraction that everyone gets to experience together, everyone gets to talk about what their favorite moments with Mickey and Minnie and Donald and Goofy are, I think it makes it a uniquely Disneyland experience when we really hone in on the whole family.
For me, I love that this attraction has excitement and color and surprises and a big musical finish. This is perfect for everyone from 2 to 102.
That is incredible. Thank you so much, Jeff. Thank you, Jonathan, for helping to bring this attraction to life here at Disneyland Park. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is now open here at Disneyland Park, and we can't wait to have all of you join us.
Look, not only does that attraction look incredible, it is incredible. And just between you and me, there are a lot of references, Goofy movie especially, so y'all should definitely check that out. Anyway, TikTok viewers' favorite attractions is gotta be that one. At Caitlin, my favorite ride is Splash Mountain. That's a good one. I mean, I need a poncho right after. At Watercolor, Haunted Mansion. Honestly, I get a little too scared, but I go back every single time. And then we have It's Ashleen Elizabeth, Thunder Mountain. If you need a little bit of thrills and a little bit of explosions, that's the one I'm really down for. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway opens today at El Capitan Theater at Disneyland Park. Let me know when you plan to ride it in the chat. I can't wait to check it out myself again, because I've already ridden it like 3 times at this point. Which reminds me, in order to experience Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway at this time, you need to join the complimentary virtual queue, which is only accessible via the Disneyland app. So make sure you download that if you ain't got it already. There will not be a standby line. Remember that. More information on the virtual queue system is available at Disneyland.com. You may also get quicker entry to this attraction with the purchase of an individual Lightning Lane arrival window. So if you need to go, get that. Oh, and if you're thinking of heading over, remember, you need a park reservation to the theme park and a theme park ticket the same day. Head over to Disneyland.com to make reservations and purchase tickets. Now, I like to welcome David Karanci. David, you're all over this broadcast. I've seen you all over the place, man. It's pretty good, man.
So they told me
some room.
They told me that you needed an expert.
Yes.
And everybody's working.
Yes.
So I came out to help.
Well, I'm glad you're here, man. That's great.
Awesome.
Well, I know you're here. That's really well said. They needed an expert, and we got it, and you're here, bro.
Yeah.
Now, don't sell yourself too short.
No.
You did pretty well just now.
Well, me and a lot of people, we've been working for weeks bringing all this to life.
Right.
But you know, our decor isn't just here in the parks. It starts outside of the parks too, before you get here.
Okay.
So what's really cool about it is when our guests come in, they'll see all of the great bunting and banners that we have, both at Disneyland and DCA, in downtown Disney, the hotel districts, and all the way through the resort. So some of the things like the different images that we're showing, the shields, the banners, they sparkle, they come to life, there's pixie dust. The guests are really gonna enjoy this, and we have a lot of great...
I've seen some medallions there,
Yeah, you see some medallions,
Yeah, that's awesome.
So once you enter the park on Main Street, USA, you'll find Mickey and Minnie in their full outfits, platinum, looking fantastic.
I love that.
Reflecting all of the optimism and the creativity that's part of our Disneyland Resort. And then as we move into Walt's original Sleeping Beauty Castle, it's now dressed up in a style for the anniversary celebrating the wonder of the castle, the shields, the elegant platinum banners, the bunting, and of course, the 3 good fairies that illuminated at night with their pixie dust. And on both sides of the fountain, or both sides of the castle, are 2 new majestic fountains.
Wow.
So this is really an amazing time to be here.
Man, this sounds like an amazing time. I was just looking at those, and I was walking under, and I saw the 3 fairies, and they look like marble. It's they were kind of shining in the light a little bit.
Yeah.
Good job
It's
on
awesome.
that, man.
Thanks.
It's amazing. All right, so much great stuff, and thank you, David. It was really beautiful to see you talk about it and to see you just break all of that down.
Absolutely.
Now, it's also fun to be in the parks for this celebration as well. Now, we'll see you again in a bit for a little bit more trivia. Is that cool?
No.
He said it's cool. All right, so we're looking forward to that. Now, I love the Dapper Dance so much. It's an incredible part of Disneyland history. Thank you for I just want to thank you guys for being here. Now, I don't know about Shaw, but I'm getting hungry. And if there's one thing I love about Disneyland, it's all about the food options, all right? And so before we get to the food options, though, because again, I'm hungry, I need to talk about that a couple times, I want to introduce to you guys the Dapper Dans.
Hello. Hey, everybody. We are the Dapper Dans. And we're here to sing for you.
And you're here to listen to us.
And we hope that we finish first. That's right. Let's do it, fellas.
Doomba 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 doomba.
I'm sitting on top of the world, rolling along, because I'm quitting the blues of the world, singing a song. Glory, hallelujah, I just phoned the parson, park, get ready to fall. Just like Humpty Dumpty, I'm ready to fall, because I'm sitting on top of the world, rolling along. Here we go. I'm sitting on top of the world, rolling along
at Disneyland.
Because I'm quitting the blues of the world, just singing a song, singing a song. Glory, hallelujah, I just phoned the parson, get ready to fall. Just like Humpty Dumpty, I'm ready to fall, because I'm sitting, he's sitting on top of the world, just singing a song, just singing a song. I'm sitting on top of the world. Well, thanks so much, everybody. Now, I gotta say, this next song that we're about to sing, well, it's a love song, and it is simply entitled, I Call My Girlfriend Hinges, 'cause she's something to adore.
2, 3, 4,
5'2", eyes of blue, but oh, what those 5 feet could do. Has anybody seen my gal? Have you seen her turned up nose, turned down nose? Flapper, yes sir, one of those. Has anybody seen
my gal?
My old gal. Now if you run into a 5'2", covered with fur, got diamond rings and all those things, bet your life it isn't her. Could she love, could she woo, could she coo? Has anybody seen my gal? Now if you run into a 5'2", covered with fur, she's got diamond rings and all those things, bet your life it isn't her. But could she love, could she woo, and could she coo? Tyler! Has anybody seen my gal? Oh, where's my baby? Anybody see my little sweet gal? Has anyone seen my gal? Well, thank you so much, everybody. We are the Dapper Dans, and we're going to be up and down Main Street, USA all day long. We have one final song for you, and this song is dedicated to all dreamers, young and old. When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. Anything your heart desires will come to you. If your heart is in your dream, no request is too extreme. When you wish upon a star as dreamers do.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
Here on Main Street, USA, age relives fond memories of the past.
And youth savors the challenge and promise of the future. And may your visit on this special day bring you and yours joy and inspiration. Fate is kind. She brings to those who love the sweet fulfillment of their secret longing. Like a bolt out of the blue, fate steps in and sees you through, and you wish upon a star, your dreams come true. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a magical day. We are the Dapper Dans. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody. So long, friends.
See you later.
Continue. Wow, 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 wow. So I want to be a Dapper Dan, but the live stream is down right now, so you may have missed some of that, but if you want to come see them, make sure you check them out on Main Street, all right? But I love the Dapper Dans so much. Oh my God, they're such an incredible part of Disneyland history. Oh my God, thank you so much for being here. Like, they're just so nice, their smiles. Like, I'm just getting a little giddy. But y'all, I'm getting hungry. We finally getting to the food. If there's one thing I love about Disneyland, it's all about those food options. And rumor has it, there are some new options. Let's take a look.
Thanks, Juju. Now, I'm here at Carthay Circle at Disney California Adventure Park with none other than Chef John Say. He is a culinary director at the Disneyland Resort. How are you doing today?
Good morning, great to be here.
Oh, it's so great to have you here. And you know, when it comes to celebrations, I know we have incredible spectaculars, and we even have a new attraction right now, but food. This is what I'm so excited about.
Thank you. That means a lot to us. I'm starting to blush a little bit. You know, no celebration would come to life without some sort of food, some sort of memory to tie into that place and time when I was there. But there's a lot of little stories behind some of this food that we can talk about it and maybe walk through some of the, and maybe at the end we'll have something to taste.
I'm excited. All right, why don't you have a choice? You choose first.
Okay, so, you know, Walt was a big fan of lemon, and this is a lemon tea cake that we're featuring today. And it looks simple, but there's a lemon curd, there's a lemon icing, there's lemon zest, and what I understand is that Walt used to have one of these every day at a local bakery, and I'm sure if you think about what food does to us, maybe there's a little stress level, you just need something to break away, and I'm sure that brought him to his happy place.
Excellent. Yeah. And so this is based off of a similar tea loaf that he would have.
Inspired by, and it's, like I said, it's understated, but you'll see the deliver of lemon all around.
Oh, I'm excited.
And then if you think, there's another lemon here. It's actually the story goes is this is one of his kids' favorite desserts. This is a lemon chiffon pie, and it has a graham cracker crust with the meringue over the top. Another lemon feature. I think lemon seems to be the thing.
Yeah, I'm noticing that right now.
Yeah. Now, there is another dessert here. If you think about celebrating, there is no celebration without cake.
Right.
So we have, it's basically, it feels like a 100-layer chocolate cake. There's chocolate mousse, chocolate ganache, there's red berries, there's a pecan brownie in the bottom of it, and you notice that we have the shining star over the top, the celebration star. So you'll see the star, and then you'll see the shield and the, well, I think there's a coin and shield here. So just, again, kind of knowing where you are, where you were, what you were feeling at the moment. So, and I like to tell a story where Walt was also, he enjoyed simple food, but really good food. So if you think about this little nod to meat and potatoes, this burger is layered with crispy potato hash brown in the middle. There's chilies on top, there's bacon, there's a cheese sauce. So, you know, everybody was trying to channel what would Walt have enjoyed and what would Walt want us to celebrate and how do we uphold that tradition of always innovating. So What do you think so far?
Oh my gosh, I think I'm really intrigued by the burger, the meat and potatoes burger. That's like comfort food in your hand.
100%. Now, there is a great beverage. It's on the end there. It's actually the purple, and that's part of the celebration colors with silver. It's an old-fashioned cream soda. It has this nod to back when, right? It takes you back to a place. Remember, like, when did I have my first one? So I think it's fun when I'm describing it because I'm realizing there's so many good stories behind it because it doesn't, you may not know that when you're drinking it, but again, we're trying to tell the story. That's what we do here.
Yeah. Well, as a kid, when I would come with my family, we would always make sure we had a churro while waiting for the Main Street Electrical Parade. And so I'm seeing the churro now, and like I'm remembering my childhood with my family. Thank you so much, Chef John. I am so excited to try all of this out. Thankfully, I don't have to do it all today. The celebration starts today, but it goes on for the whole year, so you will have an entire year to taste all of this delicious food. So thank you so much, and back to you, Juju.
Oh man, too bad you didn't get to taste this lemon tea cake, man. This show is good. Hey, I want to get a close up on this. So is this. We got the 100 chocolate on the top. It's lemony, it's tasty, it's good. Like, oh my gosh. Somebody just ran out and brought it to me, and I said, heck yeah, I'm with this. Man, I really wish you guys could try this. It's absolutely amazing. Chat, if you're jealous, be jealous. Man, all right, you too. Favorite Disney movies, Justin Game, Jungle Book, that's a good one, original or live action? We need to know that, Justin. Cheska, Vivier, my favorite is 101 Dalmatians, super classic. Again, live action or animated. Lucy, the CBC Kids fan, you love Encanto. I love Encanto, made 100 videos about Encanto. 2 Tickets to Adventure says, Emperor's New Groove needs way more love. Absolutely, especially for Crunk. Crunk already had a movie, he needs to get another one. The Three Musketeers, Beauty and the Beast, and Coco. Got a classic Best Picture nominee. Coco, amazing. And Isabella, Encanto. See, we all love Encanto out here. If you're just joining us, this is our Disney 100 celebration at Disneyland Resort, broadcast live from Disneyland Park. I got me some cake, and it is delicious. So far, we have looks at the new Disney Gallery Presents 100 Years of Wonder exhibit at the Opera House here on Main Street, USA. Peeked inside the latest attraction, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, which is amazing. Chatted with 2 Disney Imagineers and gotten a detailed look at some of the amazing celebrations decor. Oh, and Chef John just took us through the amazing new food available in the parks. I'm showing it right now. Which means this is also a pretty good time to remind you that if you're thinking about heading over, remember, you need a park reservation and a theme park ticket for the same day. Head over to Disneyland.com to make reservations and purchase tickets before we go on to more amazing Disney 100 celebration stuff. I want to point out that Disneyland Resort is celebrating Lunar New Year at Disney California Adventure Park, my home when I was a cast member, going on through February 15th. It's a multicultural celebration that pays tribute to Chinese, Vietnamese, and Korean cultures. There's live entertainment, arts and crafts, Chinese calligraphy, and demonstrations by local artisans, colorful Lunar New Year's decor, and the Lunar New Year marketplaces with delicious Asian-inspired dishes. You all know I love dishes. Be sure to check that out now through February 15th. But listen, the Disney 100 celebration will be going on here at the Disneyland Resort all year long. The party is just getting started. Take another bite of this cake. So another thing I'm excited to share, the new Mickey and Friends Cavalcade brings a flood of Disney friends dressed in their sparkling new looks designed exclusively for the Disney 100 celebration, along with dancers and a celebration float. It features a new song, Share the Wonder, by Grammy Award-winning artist Christopher Leonard and Friends. We caught a look at the Cavalcade just before we went live. Let's take a look.
So
man, that parade music. Parade music always is a bop, man. I love that music. Be sure to catch the Mickey and Friends Cavalcade next time you're at Disneyland Park. All right, I'm gonna see what else I can find to eat. Maybe I'll try one of those potato and cheddar cheeseburgers. We got those? Why don't y'all head back over to the Opera House and stay tuned after, because we're gonna take a look at new nighttime spectaculars. 2 of them, in fact. We got 2 of those? Super excited about it.
Hi everyone, we are back here at the Opera House for the Disney Gallery Presents Disney 100 Years of Wonder. David, let's dive into the animation showcase directly behind us. How does the storyboard, the multi-plane camera, and the artist's desk play into the history and here for the Walt Disney Company?
Absolutely. So as part of the multi-plane camera and the original desk that we have of the animators, behind it are the storyboards of Sleeping Beauty. So for instance, you see Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather in multiple different scenes. You see Prince Eric fighting the dragon, but these are all what we call storyboards, right? So they're pieces that inspire the next level of animation. And that's one of the things that we're trying to show. Much like these are actually similar to storyboards, okay? Yeah. So we're trying to show that animation piece in there. And then on the desk, you'll see exactly how the animator would have animated it, right? Through the different types of paper they use, redlining, they document each piece that they put through there, the different types of pencils they use. So it's an amazing art that we don't see much anymore, but it is an original piece of our company.
That is incredible. David, what is your favorite animated film?
You know, it's funny, I go back to the original, and it's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and I love that, and it's special to me because I got to work on the new enhancement of our Snow White's Enchanted Wish. So not only is it my favorite film, not only is it our original attraction from 1955, but I got to be a part of the team to actually reimagine it and bring it even more into life.
That was incredible. I know I love Snow White's Enchanted Wish as well. It has a few beautiful details that I love so much that really just enhances the story. For you at home, please join in the chat and share what your favorite animated film is. And Juju and myself will love to see it. David, is there anything else that we have not covered in this exhibit that the guests should know about?
You know, I think there's always so many little fun facts and fun things they'll see if they read the reader cards, right? It'll give them a little bit more history about it. Watch the actual videos that we have in here that'll educate and show how we do what we do. But it's a great experience, and what's wonderful about this location is it is one of our original buildings from 1955, and it's housed many, many different things over the years, and currently, and for the last many years, the gallery shows. So we're excited to have our guests in.
That's exciting. We've been talking about so many different objects and artifacts in this room. What is your favorite object?
That one's easy. So right behind me is what we call the old hag. And that is the witch when she turns into the hag in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs in the movie. Now, this particular artifact lived on Main Street in 1960 and in the 70s. As a little kid in the late 60s, I used to go visit her on the jewelry shop on Main Street. Now, what people don't know is she's animated, and a cast member would have a clicker, and when a little kid would go up to it, they'd just start looking inside of it, the cast member would click it, and she would come to life and start banging her chains and hitting the side of the glass and laughing at you in her eyes. Used to scare us to death, right? So later, after the 70s, she actually moved into Fantasyland in what was the villain shop behind the castle, and she remained there for about 10 years, and then she went missing. When the shop closed, nobody could find her. So a fellow Imagineer and I were walking through one of our warehouses, and we just happened to see her sitting out. The caretakers of the warehouse were actually maintaining her, cleaning it up. And we're like, that's it. We have to have that as part of our gallery show.
Oh my goodness. David.
Yep.
Another round of trivia. Let's see how you do this time.
All right. Hey, 9 out of 10 the last time.
9 out of 10.
Let's see.
You almost were perfect.
Yeah.
Let's try to see if we can get it this time. All of you back at home, same rules. Use the chat. Juju's gonna be looking at all your answers there. Cool, here we go.
All right.
Question number 1. For 1937's The Lonesome Ghost, what invention did the animation department at the Walt Disney Studios create? Glow-in-the-dark paint, the spectral vision camera, the multi-plane camera, or transparent paint?
What was the first one?
Glow-in-the-dark paint.
I'm gonna say glow-in-the-dark paint.
Oh.
That's not what I meant. What was the last one?
It was transparent paint.
Okay, I meant that.
Good. We'll give that one to you.
Okay, all right.
Question number 2. The Silly Symphonies cartoon, The Skeleton Dance, features how many dancing skeletons? 3, 4, 5, or 6?
4.
4. And you are correct.
All right.
What about you at home? On to the next question. That cursed beast liked the taste of me so well, he followed me ever since, licking chops for the rest of me. Was that from Captain Jack Sparrow, Captain Hook, John Silver, or Benjamina Gunn?
It has to be Captain Hook.
Yes,
Yeah.
you are
All right.
correct. Ooh, you're
And he's
on a
talking
roll.
about the gator that's following him the whole time, right?
Yes. Next question. What milestone did Mickey's debut short film achieve? It was the first fully synchronized sound cartoon. It was the first cartoon to use ink and paint cells. It was the first cartoon film to feature Fantasound. And it was the first cartoon film in color.
First sound cartoon.
Yeah, in synchronized sound. You got it right.
Yeah.
Next question. What did Mickey Mouse's first on-screen words reference? Goofy, Pluto, food, or steamboat?
It was food, and he said hot dogs. It's one of my favorite early Disney Mickey shorts, yeah.
You got it. His first words, hot dogs. Alrighty. Who drew the first Mickey Mouse comic strip published on January 13th, 1930? Was it Walt Disney, Win Smith, Ub Iwerks, or Ford Gottfredson?
A lot of people think it was Walt, but it was actually Ub Iwerks. He was the hand behind the mouse.
Yeah!
Yeah.
I love it. Alrighty, true or false? Donald Duck has starred in more theatrically released cartoon shorts than Mickey Mouse.
It's Donald Duck, and he had 7 more than Mickey did.
Oh, you got it right. It's true. What about you all at home? Did you guess true?
And I can't see your cards.
No, which is good. No,
it's all up here.
I'm trying my best to hide them.
All right.
What was Mickey Mouse's original name until Lillian Disney suggested an alternative? Maximilian, Willie, Mortimer. His name has always been Mickey.
Mortimer.
You are correct.
All right.
And what was the title of the first theatrically released color cartoon to feature Mickey? Mickey's Kangaroo, The Band Concert, The Delivery Boy, or Brave Little Tail?
Ooh, that one's tough. Band concert.
Ding, 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 you got it right.
Awesome.
Last question, everyone. Walt Disney was presented an honorary Oscar for the creation of Mickey Mouse in what year? 1928, 1930, 1932, or 1934?
So I was thinking it was 28, but I'm going to go with 32.
Ding, ding, ding. You
All
got
right.
it right.
All right.
David, thank you so much for being here with us today. Again, you have shared so much history with me and all of them at home. And please use the chat to be able to share all of your favorite things that you may have learned about the exhibit. And don't forget to take a moment to come and join us here at the Disneyland Resort to come see the Disney Gallery Presents Disney 100 Years of Wonder exhibit. You do not want to miss it. I guarantee you'll fall in love with some of your favorite stories all over again.
We are back, and well done, Dave. That dude is a wizard when it comes to the trivia. How did you do? Let me know in the chat down below. I'm sure a lot of you guys were calling that out. There's a lot of stuff to love about that one. More comments from our friends watching. We have Inigo Montoya 747. Great name, by the way. I love the fact that I share a birthday with Mickey and Minnie. Very unique. That's amazing. Julia says, can you shout out Maya? It is her birthday. Maya, it's my birthday too. Happy birthday, Maya. Dobby728, another one, at Disney Parks, former cast member, me too. Star Tours agent from Walt Disney World. I met my husband working there. I love when true love blooms, like in the face of not adversity, just like Disney love. Park Pass TV says, I am loving the new 100th outfits for the Fab Five. They are looking fresh, they are looking blinged out, and they are looking fly. Robert Stutz says, Mickey and his friends and all the classic Disney characters look very festive on their 100th anniversary outfits. Very dapper, boys. Gorgeous gals. I just love like the cadence there. I can just hear it in my head. Up next, let's hear from more of the amazing Disneyland cast members as they answer 2 questions. First, what is their favorite Disney animated film? Ooh, I can't wait for that one. And second, where does Disney magic come from? Let's take a look at what they say.
I think the thing I'm most excited for the 100 year, and there's so much to be excited for, but definitely the snacks.
Definitely the food.
The food.
The food offerings. Disney pulls out all the stops for their food.
Everything has a little bit of that pixie dust and platinum on it, and it all looks so delicious.
I'm most excited for the new fireworks show. I hear Baymax is gonna fly across the sky.
I'm super excited to see the new fireworks show.
The most exciting thing to me are those spectaculars, both nighttime spectaculars. The World of Color, the new one coming out, and the fireworks show. I think those are going to be huge things for guests and cast members to enjoy this 100th year.
I really feel like there's a theme here, the food. I heard like 8 foods there, and I'm gonna agree with that. All right, so I wanna take a moment to introduce my friend, Disneyland Ambassador Natalie Guzman, who is here to talk about the incredible partnership between the Walt Disney Company and Make-A-Wish Foundation. How you doing, Natalie?
I am doing so good. How are you?
It's my birthday. We're having a great time.
You're having a great birthday. And I know, like, birthday wishes are a big thing. This is the day for you to make all of the wishes. And as we all know, wishes change lives. Every day at our Disney parks and resorts around the world, we see how wishes deliver joy when it's needed, most for kids with critical illnesses. For more than 40 years, Disney has worked with Make-A-Wish to grant over 145,000 wishes.
Wow.
In fact, their first official wish was right here at Disneyland.
Really?
Yes.
That's incredible. Tell me a little bit about why granting wishes is so important at Disney.
Well, Make-A-Wish wishes are more than special moments in time. They're transformational. You know, their impact can stay with the wish child and the cast members, wish granters, and volunteers who make them come true for a lifetime. When more than half of the wish kids in the U.S. ask for a Disney wish, that's a tremendous honor, and it's a responsibility that we take very seriously. So we are appreciative of the thousands of children every year whose one true wish is to come to our parks. It's also core to who we are at Disney. Our cast members are the heart and soul of our company, and their passion and dedication is what makes a Disney wish so special. We are especially thankful for our cast members all around the world who, you know, they make our wish guests have the most magical days imaginable. And personally, this is one of the reasons I come to work here each and every day.
Wow, that's really incredible. Like, what more can you share about it? I'm sure you have like many stories to share about this.
Oh, there's so many. And this year we are going to have a year-long paying tribute to our incredible relationship with Make-A-Wish in a number of ways, including something that's going to happen right here on Main Street that we've never done before.
Really?
It's always so much fun for us to shine a light on, you know, the kids of the past, the present, and the future, and to say thanks to many of the people who are part of making wishes come true.
Wow, how exciting. I wish we could hear more from you, Natalie. Can we hear more?
The rest is a surprise, but you gotta stay tuned for more coming this April.
Okay.
Follow Make-A-Wish on TikTok and join us for more incredible stories.
Well, thank you so much for that. Wow, thank you for celebrating with us. Thank you, Natalie.
And thank you.
Oh my gosh, it was so nice talking to you.
So great talking to you, and happy birthday.
Natalie's a Star Wars fan, and she's gonna get me into Star Wars as well. We were talking offline.
We're gonna go talk Star Wars after this.
All right, so thank you so much, Natalie. That was amazing. Man, that was truly, truly special. Like, honestly, like, kids who get a chance to come to Disney, I think everyone should get a chance to do that, but to hear those stories, to be a part of those stories, and to want to have been a part of those stories for a long, long time, I just want to keep continuing to be a part of that for many, many years to come. All right, so you may remember, all the way back in 2020, before the Big C, a new parade premiered at the Disneyland park, Magic Happens. Well, if you don't already know, it's coming back February 24th, and to get us pumped up for it, here's a behind-the-scenes look.
Hi everyone, I'm Sarah Kobayashi. I'm an associate show director and a choreographer for Magic Happens Parade that is opening on February 24th at the Disneyland Resort. The Magic Happens Parade takes classic Disney movies as well as Disney Pixar movies and brings them to life, tells those stories in a way that's contemporary yet classic, surprising yet really familiar, and hopefully a lot of fun for our guests to see. There's so many special things here at this parade. I'd love for everyone to come and see it. We have one float featuring Moana and another featuring Coco. Both are a first for the resort. The Moana float features a LED panel where you might see some exciting creatures from Disney Pixar's Finding Nemo. It's inspired by the koa art carvings. Grandma Tala is looking over Moana as she travels down on her Voyager canoe. On the Coco float, we have 30,000 individual marigold petals on there. There's Hector and Imelda are performing for the Land of the Dead. We see Dante in his Alebrije form transforming. We also have Miguel as he strums his guitar, and he creates the magic from the guitar that is from Ernesto de la Cruz. We feature the movie Frozen 2. We have a group of dancers that are in front of the float that represent the Enchanted Forest. We also have the sisters, Anna and Elsa, where they share their magic with Olaf, who's on the float, as well as Sven, our favorite reindeer. Cinderella, she's a fun one. She interacts a lot with her fairy godmother. She is in a pumpkin that is partially transformed, so it becomes this glittering snow globe It's beautiful. She's in a wonderful dress that I think so many of our fans will love. The Princess and the Frog, we have Tiana and Naveen, and they are in their moment right after transforming from being frogs into their human forms, and they are enjoying their time together, their magic, and you can find Merlin and Arthur from The Sword and the Stone. My favorite is Merlin. He's a little quirky, he's a little wacky, and he has some fun dance moves to show our guests. The rehearsal process is a huge undertaking. We have over 90 performers every single day, dancing and performing for our guests. When we rehearse multiples of that. It takes an entire crew, float drivers. So it's a huge undertaking and a huge amount of people to get trained and ready to show what we need to show for our guests. Just take a minute and get untangled. It's totally okay. Keep going. We start with teaching choreography for the creative process. And then we take the choreography down the street. How can we travel it? How can we keep that energy up? How can we make it better so that our guests can actually see what they need to see? It takes a while to get up to that caliber, but we're up for the challenge. There's a lot of late nights when we go out on the street and keep rehearsing and rehearsing and rehearsing until we have it perfect. The thing that we want to pull out of everybody is like the swagger, right? You're bringing Mickey's entourage. You're bringing the magic. You're creating the magic for the whole parade. You're getting it started. So that energy behind it is so important. So think about that. If you mess up choreography, it doesn't matter. It's
strong and wrong.
Yes. That too. Yeah. So just have fun with it. At midnight, so hold on tight, enjoy the ride. 'Cause you can't reach for the stars all daylight. High as a spark, just can't fight. When you wish your mind, magic happens. Dreams were made to make come true. Waiting for someone like you to live a dream and make it blue. Magic happens. Creating magic happens. We started with the concept. Magic happens. Where is that? What is that? How does that work? So we, of course, go back to the movies and the characters and look at those. Specifically, what is the magic that is in their stories and how do we bring those stories to life? When you do the character, all of a sudden your movements are stronger, everything about it is bigger, it's really amazing. So think about that every time you rehearse it because I think it helps, right? It helps pull the group together, it helps the whole package. Music is, of course, the biggest inspiration as well for choreography. In this parade, we have 2 songs. Both were co-composed by Todrick Hall.
Light up the sky now, you'll feel the magic happening right now.
And then we also were inspired by a lot of things. Fashion-forward things, like it was inspired by the Met Gala. We just looked at a lot of different things, trying to make it fun and find contemporary ways of telling the same stories. There's so much magic in our everyday lives, like the things we see at Disney parks, the things we enjoy, that kind of magic. How do we embody that? How do we show that? How do we bring that to life? And that's what we were trying to do with Magic Happens. My favorite parade moments in this parade are with the characters. The characters really make a special connection with our guests, the way they speak to them. We have a lot of interaction. There's moments where they connect. the human connection. That's where the magic really happens. When you inspire someone else to do something, when you mentor someone else to do something, when you give that, that's when the magic happens, and that's actually the inspiration for our parade. Magic Happens returns to Disneyland on February 24th. See you there.
Magic, magic happen. I'm dancing, I'm moving. Y'all can't see it because oh, hi, how's it going? It's nice to see you there. So for me, a day at Disneyland is not complete until we see one of the nighttime shows. And one of my favorites is World of Color at Disney California Adventure Park. I always loved that one. That was my home park. I watched it like 1,100,000 times. But now, let's look at some Facebook comments. Charlotte Smith says, my mom and I can't wait to go to Disneyland this spring. I can't wait to have you here. Maybe we'll run into each other. Donna Mortison says, can't wait till my trip in May so that I can be there for the 100th celebration. Congratulations to Disney Company on this magnificent milestone. Reimagine tomorrow, so much magic. We love this. Hashtag Disney100. Shira Marie, beyond grateful for Walt and his legacy. The world needs it. They most certainly do. Carla Cardoso says, thanks for sharing these moments with us. Love all the amazing work in the ride. Imagineers, excellent work. We love this new ride. Which one are we talking about? Because we got so many. Now, I am so excited we get to talk about this because tonight is the public debut of the brand new World of Color 1. World of Color 1 is an all-new nighttime spectacular at Disneyland California Adventure Park, Disney California Adventure Park, that illustrates how a single action, like a drop of water, creates a ripple that can grow into a wave of change. So the dedication to the ceremony is absolutely insane. We got so many different types of characters. I saw it myself, characters that I didn't even think would make appearances, like Moana. We got Soul. That was my hands-down favorite part of it. Coco, Star Wars was crazy. Avengers, the score was fantastic. This show has it all. In fact, it is the first Disneyland Resort nighttime spectacular to feature characters, music, and stories from Walt Disney Animation Studios, Pixar Animation Studios, the Avengers, and Star Wars in the same production. That is a crazy amount of IP to get through. All right, enough talk. Let's take a deeper look at what Ken Potrak had to say at the dedication ceremony for this new amazing spectacular.
There's no way to overstate how special a moment like this is. 100 years of Disney. That is an incredible milestone. And all of you have had a part in those 100 years and making tonight possible. So truly, this is for you. You get to be the first in history to be, among the first to be able to see this new nighttime spectacular, World of Color 1. How excited are we?
We wanted to showcase all of our new products to the cast members to give them a chance to see this first before anybody else, because we are so grateful for all that you guys do. We just wanted to make sure we were expressing that in many, many ways. I am so excited for you to see this show tonight. I am also incredibly excited for our guests to see it beginning Friday. I know both you and our guests are going to love it, because World of Color 1 is truly special.
Look, I cannot wait for you guys to see that. So we're all agreed that World of Color 1 looks gorgeous. I can testify to that. It looks gorgeous. But let's go a little deeper, shall we? We sent Disneyland Ambassador Mark Everett King Jr. to chat with the World of Color 1 producer Jennifer McGill and show director Wendy Roof. Let's take a look at what they had to say about World of Color 1.
Hello, everyone. I'm here with Wendy Roof, show director for World of Color 1. Wendy, can you talk to us about the design elements, taking water and technical components? How does that make this nighttime spectacular come to life?
For World of Color, the water and the light are the essence of what we're doing here. But we're adding to it projection, we're adding lasers, fire. And in this particular show, it's our same World of Color toolkit used in new ways. The way that we have brought the lights out on the Incredicoaster, on the Pal Around, it's making incredible moments. You feel like you're stepping into a dream. It's new in that way.
I loved watching this nighttime spectacular for the very first time. What was your favorite part from the show?
Well, Mark, I have two favorite parts. My first favorite is Star Wars. It was a section I got to spend a lot of time on, working with Lucasfilm Limited, working with our partners in creating the way it looks, like production art. It's so beautiful. And then moments like making a hyper jump and bringing all those elements to life. The other part that I love is Encanto, because Mirabel tells our story so well. She wants to do more. And that's what we want our guests to do too, to know that they can make a difference.
That Avengers score.
Yes.
Immediately when it kicked off, I fell in love even more.
Oh, great.
Wendy, thank you so much.
It's my pleasure. Come and see us.
I'm here with Jennifer McGill, producer of Watercolor One. Jennifer, this spectrum of stories is comprised of 18 compositions and a new original song, Start a Wave. What does this song mean, and why was it chosen for this nighttime spectacular?
Well, when we started to work on this show and realizing it was going to be part of Disney 100, we really started to think about, this all started with one man's idea, one idea to make things a little bit nicer and better for everyone. And it really kind of built off, and look where we are today with that one dream, that one vision. And so Start a Wave is really about that one moment, that one decision you can make, that one choice that can actually make the world a better place, and you can start your own wave.
I love that. I asked Wendy the same question. What is your favorite part about Watercolor One?
There's so many great moments. It's really hard to choose a favorite, but if you ask me to definitely pick one, it's got to be Soul. There's something really, really fun about that music. It's different from any other music that we have in World of Color, and it's also really authentic. The fountain designer decided to use the sheet music, to use that to inspire how the fountains are programmed. And then lighting said, hey, I can do that too. And so they started playing with the lights to match the music. And then Pixar said, hey, we can make sure that the animation really fits with exactly how your score is set. So it kind of really builds off of the whole concept of one. One person can start something, but then others join in and really make something beautiful.
I love that so much. You heard it here, folks. You have to come to the Disney California Adventure Park to see the all-new Watercolor One right here in celebration of the Walt Disney Company's 100th anniversary. We can't wait to see all you here. Take care.
Wow, 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 that looks incredible. What do you guys think? Are you guys excited? Man, I know I am. Man, showtimes for Watercolor One can be found on Disneyland.com and the Disneyland app. And remember, you'll be able to access viewing areas for Watercolor One through the complimentary virtual queue system, available only via the Disneyland app. Joining the virtual queue is not required, but it is slightly recommended, highly recommended. As you walk up, viewing options for each performance are available on a first-come, first-served basis. Now, all right, so the great keeps getting better, because tonight the Disney 100 celebration at the Disneyland Resort debuts another extremely special new nighttime spectacular, Wondrous Journeys. I've been waiting to talk about this one. Created by Disney Live Entertainment. And here with me to introduce our next bit of nighttime programming is Casey Wilkerson, Principal Media Designer on Wondrous Journeys. Casey Wilkerson, how you doing, man?
Good to see you.
It's good to see you too. Good to see you too. I love the show.
Good.
I loved the show last
That's
night.
what we want to hear.
Yeah, I kind of bowed down, teared up a little bit.
A lot of it. Excellent. What caused you to tear up?
The Hercules moment.
Yeah.
The medley. It was absolutely
Oh my gosh.
fantastic, man.
I love that medley.
But thank you so much for being here. Can you tell us a little bit about Wondrous Journeys?
Oh my gosh. So, well, first of all, it's our all-new nighttime spectacular, right? So we're celebrating 100 years of Disney animation. And the great thing about that is we were able to go through all 62 animated feature films and work with our animators and identify what we want in there. There's even a clip, if you look really closely, there's even a clip from the upcoming Wish, which doesn't even come out until later this year.
Oh, wow, that is absolutely incredible. What about Elementals? Because there was so much going on.
Well, Elementals Pixar.
Oh, yeah, it's true. That's absolutely true, because it's 62 Walt Disney Animation films. That 62. Makes a lot of sense.
Right, and you sort of lose track over the years of how many feature films we've done.
Absolutely.
And, you know, all fans have their favorites, right?
Yes.
So there's things in here like Treasure Planet, which has, right?
I love Treasure Planet.
The audience
so much.
went nuts last night when we started doing that. And then, you know, there's, like you said, with the Hercules and the Quartet, I think there's really something for for everybody, no matter what your favorite film is.
Absolutely. One of my favorite films of all time is Hercules. And so that's why that moment made me tear up so much. And then you kind of combine it with a lot of things. Treasure Planet's second favorite. Right. So I was in that crowd when you heard the makings of greatness in you.
Awesome.
That really got me going. I was like, oh my God, guys, seriously, you guys need to check out the show. It is amazing. Is there any more that you could tell us about Wondrous Journeys?
Well, okay, so we started production about a year ago, right?
Okay.
And so the music comes first.
Yes.
And the music for this is so cinematic and so beautiful. And then, for those who haven't seen it yet, a little spoiler alert, we kick into Immortals from Big Hero 6, right?
Yes.
And that's when the audience really goes nuts, because we go in a completely different direction.
Yes.
And then you build the animation from there. We work with our animators who've been just amazing. We had this incredible phone call with our Zoom call, you know, and we it was probably 30 or so animators from across the years.
Yeah.
Eric Goldberg, the guy who drew Hercules.
I met him. We
right?
talked to her a little bit.
Okay.
It's amazing.
And so hearing them talk about what their favorite films were, what their favorite moments from the films were, and taking all of that and then starting to work with the media and the lighting designer and all the other designers to really craft this has been, it's I don't want to say it's been a wondrous journey, but it's been a wondrous journey.
Wow, oh my gosh. But it's been a wondrous journey. That's a good pun there. Hold on. Shake hands on that one. All right, can you tell us a little bit about your background and your role that kind of got you to this point?
Sure. Well, I've been with Disney for 30 years, despite being only, 31
20.
years old. And so I started as a technician, so a theatrical technician, right? Okay. And then I worked my way up. I was a technical director, and then I was a lighting designer, and then I was the principal lighting designer for the resort.
Right.
And you sort of look around at what you want to do next, and I'm really fascinated by the blending of lighting and video, because everything sort of is coming together and how we do things. And I thought, you know what, that's a newer technology that I'm really curious about. So I was able to jump into this position, and it's been about a year and a half now, and we've worked on so many cool new projects, and there's just video everywhere. And Wondrous Journeys is a great example of that, right?
Absolutely,
We've got, we're projecting onto the facades of Main Street, the facade of It's a Small World, the facade of the castle, and then there's projection on the water screens over at Fantasmic. So you can watch the show, and not all the media is the same in every location, right?
Yes.
So you get a different experience depending on where you're viewing from.
Got to come back a couple times.
And so it's great fun working on projects like this that so many people get to enjoy.
Yeah,
it really
it touched me right here, man. I'm just saying.
That's good. We'd love to get you in the fields.
Oh, well, thank you. I would love to be a part of it, man. Well, now we have a couple clips here. Can you tell us a little bit about this first one?
Well, perfect, sure. So this one is from the dedication ceremony last night. Now, you were there, yeah?
Yeah.
Were you there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So it was really special because you just get to the point where you work on these shows for a really long period of time, right? And you're not quite sure what's going to resonate with guests. And you about a week before you open, you're like, okay, we need to get this in front of an audience because we think it's good.
Of course.
But we don't know. And so last night, first of all, with the ambassadors and Ken introducing everything, and then having the crowd of cast members, which is, it's the best audience in the world.
Absolutely, yeah.
And just to hear the responses and to know that things that you questioned during the production progress, and people would nail like the Baymax thing, and they went crazy with Blue Fairy, and we're like, is Blue Fairy gonna work? Is that something people are gonna love? And then people went crazy. It's those sorts of things that really reinforce. It's like, okay, we made the right decisions.
It's always good to see those things come to fruition. Very quick before we take a look. Favorite Disney movie ever that you were excited for?
My favorite Disney movie, oh my gosh, that's impossible. So I would have to say, out of the 62 Walt Disney Animation Studios films,
62, yeah.
I would have to go with Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Hunchback of Notre Dame, and there was an out there moment in the middle of my favorite
little
moment.
90s deep cut. So
I'm a 90s baby, so the deep cuts I'm all for. All right, you guys heard it here. Let's take a look right now.
Absolutely.
Finally, tonight, Wondrous Journeys. Now, this has been a great journey as we begin to think about what this was about. This was a collaboration between the Disney Animation Studios and our Disney Live Entertainment team. Great storytellers in their own right. And by the way, the other great storytellers that we have are all of you, because all of you tell stories to our guests, making them feel so wonderful and so happy. Quite honestly, I think it's an amazing, amazing journey that we've all been on together. And in fact, I might call it a wondrous journey.
Kim's always got the puns.
I'm
like,
not the
ready to
only
go.
one using the
You're not
puns,
the only
so
ones. I'm pretty
now
sure
it
I
looks
used
like I
too.
stole it from it.
No. This was in the moment. All right.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm gonna use it in a little bit as well.
Okay. You have our permission.
Right. So can you like talk to us a little bit more about some of like your favorite ones that you were like maybe afraid to use that like worked out really, really well, like specific ones?
Well, okay, so there were a few. The hard part is making the decision not about what film to use, but about what moment from what film, right?
Each moment is like very
so
catered.
because you are trying to tell an overarching story. We're telling a story of animation, but then there's also the show is divided into chapters. So we have like there's soaring, and then there's falling, and then there's so it's like what moment from what film really captures this moment the best? Or what moments from multiple films, right? We've got Peter Pan saying, today would be a good day to fly, which starts off a flying montage that includes, Peter Pan and Tinkerbell, and then it goes into like the whales from Fantasia. It's like, well, they're not flying, but it's that feeling.
It's the feeling,
right?
the
So then it
motions.
forces you to take a step back and go, okay, how does this make us feel, and then how does that make the audience feel? And so it's trying to, out of 62 films, that of course you have to watch over and over and over and over and over and over again, right? To really identify those moments.
Okay. Yeah. I feel like you're an expert in all Disney animation films at this point.
Well, I try. I luckily I'm the primary sort of live entertainment point of contact between Disney, Pixar, Lucasfilm, and Marvel.
Right.
So I work with my colleagues at those studios to make sure that we're getting the right clips and that they're treated in the right way and that we're representing their work, because it is, after all, their work. I mean, our animators have been doing this for 100 years, and so it's really important that we put that out there as respectfully as we can.
Okay, see, the way I'm looking at you right now is like you're the Nick Fury gathering the Avengers of animators.
Okay. I am taking the Nick Fury.
Yeah, man.
I am taking that.
I'm saying, you already got the shades and everything going.
Right?
Like you got the cool guy, black jacket. You already got you need the eye patch. So can we get him an eye patch, please? Let's just get him an eye patch. So anyway, like, can we talk a little bit more about like, do you have a favorite Disney song like that was part of the show?
Well, so I was really happy when we decided to include the 4 songs that make up the quartet. Right. So we've got Out There, and which is you got the opening is Go the Distance from Hercules, right? So it's I think it's those moments where we can sort of mash up songs that are similar in tone, and then we can treat them in an entirely new way with an entirely new musical composition, and to take 4 songs that are not related, that are completely disparate in different keys, and through the magic of our music production team, turn that into something new. So I'd have to say, favorite song at the moment is probably that quartet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, shoot, you got your favorite and my favorite together. We're here together right now.
That's
so
awesome.
it seems that you have a teaser here that you want to tee up for us. Would you like to tee up the teaser?
Yeah. So we're going to show you guys a little sneak peek behind Wondrous Journeys, and you get to see a little bit of what we've been talking about.
Let's check it out.
Hi, my name is Jordan Peterson. I am a show director for Disney Live Entertainment and the director for Wondrous Journeys, our brand new nighttime spectacular. Wondrous Journeys is an amazing spectacular celebrating the entire library of the Walt Disney Animation Studios here at Disneyland Park. The tale of Wondrous Journeys was really a collaboration and a love story to the animation studios. We partnered with them in developing the content for it. So you'll see deep reachers into concept design, concept art that will be displayed that's never before been seen here at Disneyland, treating the surfaces of Sleeping Beauty's castle, of Main Street, of Small World, the Rivers of America, as a canvas to celebrate those amazing pieces of art by our partners at Walt Disney Animation Studios.
It's wondrous.
Whether you're 8 or 80, you have seen a Walt Disney Animation Studios film. We've made 61, and in fact, 62 feature films are in this incredible nighttime spectacular, including our upcoming feature film, Wish. My name is Amy Astley. I'm Senior Vice President of Creative Legacy at Walt Disney Animation Studios. When the Disney Live Entertainment team approached us with the idea of creating an all-new nighttime spectacular focused on Walt Disney Animation Studios, we gathered all of our filmmakers together for this incredible brainstorm with the live entertainment team.
We brought together what we call the Animation Trust, a group of experienced animators from throughout Walt Disney Animation Studios really to sit around the table and talk about what did 100 years of Disney animation mean to them? What was the film that inspired them to go into animation? What is the one shot in any animated film that they just think of as like, had to be included? What line of dialogue just resonates with them that they'll never forget?
When you talk to our filmmakers at Walt Disney Animation Studios about the legacy of our studio, they can tell you what each of these movies have meant to them over the years, and the love for our movies was just, it was palpable. And tonight, we brought our artists and storytellers from Disney Animation to get a sneak peek at Wondrous Journeys.
Come on, everybody, here we go! It's the magic that we call life. It's the stardust.
My name is Jared Bush. I'm a writer and a director. I worked on Zootopia, Moana, and Encanto.
My name is Yvette Marino. I am a producer, and I worked on Tangled, Wreck-It Ralph, and Moana, and then most recently Encanto.
I'm Don Hall, directed Winnie the Pooh, Big Hero 6, co-directed Moana, and most currently directed Strange World.
My name is Bernie Mattinson. I had the pleasure of seeing Pinocchio when I was 6 years old in San Francisco, and I was knocked over by it, and I thought, that's a place I want to work. I started working as a mailboy, and eventually worked my way up through the company. I worked on Pooh and Sleeping Beauty, Lady and the Tramp. I worked on most of them in the early days there, and I've had the pleasure of being here for almost 70 years. It's wonderful. I never thought I'd never see this happen here. To see all these characters come to life, that was really impressive.
I feel so privileged that my job is really to watch ideas go from a sketch to a film, and then to see it to go to something like this and to live in the parks is truly amazing.
So many of my memories growing up are in this park. To be a part of that is incredible. But then also to see all of the characters interacting with each other, like at the end, where all the characters are being populated on the Madrigal house and you're seeing all of their doors, it's like mind-blowing.
It was absolutely an overwhelming experience. You know, our contributions to the studio's legacy sits alongside Pinocchio and Bambi and all those films that we loved growing up, and how it wove different eras of film, different characters from different eras together. It was such a beautiful piece of storytelling, and so rich that I want to see it over and over and over again. I think you could watch it, you know, hundreds of times and keep seeing new stuff.
Found it incredibly emotional. I mean, we spend years working on these stories, and we get to know these characters really well. To see them and their stories projected here, to me, I found it like really, really powerful when Grandma Tala comes in, because I think for all of us, we all worked on Moana. To see that moment happen, it's such a powerful moment to see that play out, and to see that start to impact some of the other characters and their moments as they're sort of coming out of the gloom and stepping into their own empowerment. To me, that was probably my favorite part.
Nothing could ever be broken that we can't fix together.
There's something amazing to be celebrating the animation studio that Walt Disney created 100 years ago, standing in the park that he built, in front of the castle, projecting on the castle that was his dream, celebrating all of the movies he made and all the movies that he's inspired all of our filmmakers to continue making.
Wondrous Journeys, I think, is going to resonate with each guest differently, because when you speak to anybody about their Disney animation film experience, everybody has a different favorite moment. And our collective experience as humans is about those moments.
These films that we've been making over the past 100 years touch people in such a deep, emotional way. Every film, no matter how obscure it might seem to some people, for somebody, that's their movie. That's the movie they grew up with, whether it's Treasure Planet or Home on the Range, or Pinocchio, or 100 Dalmatians, each one of these films means the most to different people. For people to come together and celebrate all of those films and see their favorite moment brought alive to say, yes, that's part of my journey, it truly is wondrous.
It's the magic that we call life. It's the stardust that lights your eyes. It's the flight of the butterflies. Right when you see it, can you believe it? It's wondrous.
Wow, I'm definitely gonna see that again tonight,
Right?
man. Like it's a
Right?
multiple viewing thing, and like you said, like it's not the same everywhere you go.
So I'm gonna watch it tonight. Where do you think you're gonna be? Where do you think you want to watch from?
I think this is like the best spot for me because I get to see the projections,
see
plus I get to see the castle and everything like that. Like it's
totally.
gonna be awesome. Plus, like I like how you talked about the different kind of like chapters to the story, like the flying and falling. Falling story made me fall, like in tears,
Right?
on the floor.
Right?
It's-
It was
it's-
really silent on Main Street last night when that moment happened. It was just like, okay, it's like 10,000 people and you could hear a pin drop.
Yeah, because everyone's like sharing in that moment, right?
yeah,
And it's
yeah.
like a moment again. Like there's so many different like films and so many different songs, and like everyone has, like we talked about, everyone has their favorites, and so I think everyone realized we've all shared these moments together, throughout 62 films,
Yes,
right? And I
yeah,
find that to be
yeah.
absolutely wonderful.
Totally.
Now I really want to talk about this because I heard somebody talking about the magic bands when I was there.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah,
like
yeah.
I hear it syncs with the show. Can you like talk about
It
that?
does. So if you have a magic band on, then it participates in the show with you. So it has lighting that it does, and then it also has haptic response, right? So you can feel the show going on your wrist. It's actually really, really, really cool.
That's really sweet.
And the thing that I like about it, it doesn't distract from the show. It adds to the show,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because it sort of brings you in just a little further.
That's really
I think
cool.
it's
I want
super
all
cool.
of them to like put their hands up while the show is going and
Yep.
wave, you know,
Yeah.
like to the music. Oh, do you have any like final thoughts on Wondrous Journeys?
Really, just that it has been it's been an amazing experience, and I'm so excited to be out here on Main Street tonight surrounded by our guests and have them see it for the very first time.
That's amazing.
I'm just so excited.
Oh man, I'm so glad, and I'm excited to see it again. Casey, thank you so much.
Awesome, you're very welcome.
It's been a wonder talking to you.
Oh, see, there you go again.
I did it. I did it. Girl, you take care, Casey, man. Oh my God, the fact that Wondrous Journeys extends all over the park, including Sleeping Beauty Castle, the facade of It's a Small World, and the rivers of America, all turning into artists' canvas and bring stories to life all around us. That is just incredible. And as Casey said, all select nights, Wondrous Journeys will go ever bigger with the addition of sparkling fireworks and that Baymax flying moment. That just sounds so cool. What are you most excited for? Let's see from the chat. Remember, this is just the start of the Disney 100 celebration at the Disneyland Resort. This is a year-long celebration, and y'all have to come check it out for yourselves. Head to Disneyland.com for tickets and park reservations. Remember, you need both a ticket and a park reservation for the same day. And hopefully, I'll see you here. Wow, this is just amazing. You hear that band? I hear that band. All right, that's it for me. And as a final treat, here's the Disneyland Band premiering a brand new medley featuring a selection of iconic songs from 100 years of great Disney movies, from Steamboat Willie to the Avengers Endgame theme. It's the world-famous Disneyland Band.
now real soon.